We welcome you back inside of Jags Crossing for, I think, episode 10 of the season of the IU Indy Coaches Show here on the ISC Sports Network. Thanks to our friends, our Central Indiana Ford dealers, our friends at KSM and KeyBank that make this show possible throughout the course of the year. We have 2 more programs left to go as we are now into that crossover season. And while swimming might sound like a spring sport, it is not. It is very much an indoor sport, although it really gets started back in like September because that's when we had Damion Dennis on the program the first time. Now we have him on today knowing that the end of the line is coming up, A, just down the street, and B, a week from now, and that is the annual Horizon League Men's and Women's Swimming and Diving Championships, which you can see, by the way, on ESPN+. And Coach joins us now. A couple of his top swimmers will join us during the course of the program. Always good to see you, my friend. How are you?
Great. Thanks for having me.
You had high expectations and high aspirations going into the year, and frankly, so much of your year is going to be determined by what happens next Wednesday through Saturday. But as I look at your dual match record between men and women combined, I think it showed up as 31-3. That's pretty good, right?
It's very good. Both are 16-0 on the men and 15-2, I think, or 15-3 on the women. Are both school records for number of wins and number of meets this season. So,
well, congratulations on that. What has been key to your success to this point?
Oh, I mean, it's always going to come down to the athletes and having the right character people in our program, doing the right things, hardworking, competitive, team-minded individuals for sure. They make us as coaches look great. You know?
I know when we were talking back in September, kind of one of my questions is, all right, it's such a long season. There's going to be hills and valleys, and when do you kind of peak? So what have these last couple of weeks been like for you, knowing all focus energy is now on that conference meet?
A lot of it's been fun.
Yeah,
a lot of fun. They're starting to swim fast. They're starting to feel good. The energy is electric on the pool deck at practice. This morning was a great practice for us with times that are mind-blowing. So as long as we keep the positivity and all those things going, the next 7 days – it's going to be crazy. The meet is going to be insane.
This is a good problem to have, but because you swim in such a destination location, the IU Natatorium, there is this thing that takes place called the IHSA State Finals that take place literally girls and boys. One is right before you. The other one is right after you. So how much do you kind of have to be out of the pool for 2 or 3 days, or because you swim in the morning, that's not a concern for you?
We work around their schedule as needed, so it doesn't really impact us except for what we would call like a Saturday loose-in.
Yep.
We have to kind of do it in the middle of the day. Other than that, it's not at all. It's a great partnership, and it's been going on forever, right? So it's just kind of a well-oiled machine now. And the pool is one of the best in the world. Obviously, the staff is world-renowned as well, and they manage it amazingly. So they make it as easy for everybody as possible.
Is it a we talk about home field advantage in stick and ball sports. You're so used to it. Is it an advantage for you because you don't have to be on the road, or because you literally have one of the true destinations for this sport on the planet? Everybody gets fired up to be here. So how does that kind of work out in the wash for you?
It I think makes the home field advantage for us makes it really easy on our athletes that they don't have the travel back and forth they have to think about, right? It's really simple. The other thing is with the home field advantage, we know all the walls, we know the blocks, we know the water temperature, we know everything about it and how it works, and we know how to manage the facility for our athletes as well. It is when you talk about home field advantage, it is truly a difference maker. Now, with that being said, we do have a lot of amenities and things that other teams don't have, so it does really benefit them as well.
Sure.
But it's just not the same. Not the same as home for us, you know?
You have developed a team up north relationship with the big rival in your league in Oakland, and so much of what you do for the regular season is preparing to try to best them in the conference meet. What do those chances look like next week?
Always a tricky question, right? To be honest with you, as coaches, we evaluate, we scout, we do a lot of behind the scenes work to kind of put ourselves in positions to be successful, both as a team and for the athletes individually. With that, though, I don't really look at it, and as a staff, we try not to look at what everybody else is doing. We want to focus on ourselves. Sure. Every team is going to get roughly 50 opportunities to race in the morning, right? for us, how many of those 50 can we make back at night? And of those 50 or 51, how many are better than we've ever been? And how many are changing, quote unquote, the program and the dynamic of the program? Those are things we're going to look at more so than where we stack up. We do what we're supposed to do. We're going to be a team to be reckoned with.
You almost look at it as like math, having to make sure we're getting X amount of points from this event and from this event and things like that.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit of a scouting situation like that. But it's also like the athlete's confidence. You know, where are they? I mean, we have some talented athletes you'll talk to here in a minute that can swim a landslide of events. Where are they the most confident in their events? And that may not be the most points.
Sure.
We want them to capitalize on their confidence to put them in that position to be successful. And if we do that and we do it right, they're going to be fast. They're going to steal spots from other people, and they're going to do what they need to do, and we're going to benefit as a team in the end anyway.
Again, I'll make a reference to the stick and ball sports, and especially in the Horizon League. Normally, people kind of rotate around the idea of, all right, win the league, you get to be in the NCAA. In a speed sport, it's a little bit different. So talk about how you qualify for the NCAA, or if you're not going to swim at the NCAA level, what postseason opportunities are there for your program?
Yeah, so there are pretty much 2 swimming and one other diving event. Diving is going to be it's a zone qualifier, and you have to place so high in the zones to make it to the NCAA championships. Swimming side is a time-related piece, but they have a new rule in play where in a mid-major level, it really benefits us that if you swim at X time and you win that event at conference, you're going to be an automatic qualifier, kind of like they do with basketball. You win your conference, you're in, kind of thing. So that's the benefit for NCAAs. NICs, which is the National Invitational Championship, is kind of the mid-major NCAAs. That is a straight time qualifier. So the maximum you can take there is 12 athletes per side. We have, I think, 9 currently qualified, and we could have another 3 to 5 actually make it individually, but we'll have to figure in relays and things like that.
Can you swim in both, or does that have to be one or the other from a postseason standpoint?
Technically you can do both. There are ways and rules that you kind of have to follow and build in. We do have that protected this year if we need to. I don't think we're going to, though. We've done it in the past. So technically, yeah, you can.
All right, let's talk about the 2 student athletes that join us. Let's start with Luca first, sophomore from Fort Wayne. What has she meant to your program?
Awesome. You know, as somebody that's a sophomore in our program, when I think of leadership, I think of opportunity, I think of growth, I think of impact. There's only a few people that you can, since I've been here, that you can put in that caliber, right? Emily last year was somebody that 110% is a leader and an impact player. Luca's that as well. And the impact, you can see it when she comes into relays, when she comes into individual events. She's a competitor at the highest level. She's a competitor with the best of them. And she wants to go out and win. She wants to win for her teammates. She wants to win for, the program. And I'm just really proud of her.
All right, let's talk about Logan Kelly, grad student for you were joking. It's been half a decade or more that he has been on campus. I've got a list of his accomplishments. Best one that I could say is that when we had the Olympic qualifiers 2 summers ago in Indianapolis at Lucas Oil, he was in it. Mm-hmm. He had an opportunity to qualify for the Olympic team. Tell me about Logan Kelly.
Legendary Logan Kelly, right? First ever men's NCAA qualifier, national champion at the NIC meet in the 100 breaststroke. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, also the first ever World Championship qualifier, the first ever Olympic Trials qualifier, the first ever U.S. Open qualifier, school record holder. Doesn't officially, I think, have the conference record, but is faster than the conference record in the 100 breast, conference record holder in the 200 breast. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Great competitor. Like, I would put him in the top 2 competitors I've ever had at anything. Just he loves to race. He loves to win. He loves to get after it. And I'll throw crazy things at him in practice and crazy times, and he doesn't even flinch. He doesn't even he's like, yeah, that's fine. And this morning was an example. He went a time this morning that I'm still kind of scratching my head that's not what breaststrokers do. And he did that, and it's like, oh, man.
Couple quick things before I let you go. Damion Dennis, men's and women's swimming coach here at IU Indianapolis, joining us there. Huge meet, the Horizon League meet, which is always the IU Auditorium next Wednesday through Saturday. We'll tell you how you can go be a part of it if you want to. But so often now, again, I'll reference kind of other sports on campus. If an athlete gets really good, you worry about, hey, are they too good for this school, and they end up going someplace else. Is that something you have to deal with at this level, or is it still primarily 4- and 5-year kids that are part of your program?
I mean, I think you always kind of have to keep that in the back of your mind. That's the new NCAA sports model.
Sure.
With that, I hope that we create an internal culture with the team, and the team being kind of the foundation of it, that they feel a massive connection to it.
Right.
And want to be a part of it. I hope that they also look at what they've done here academically, athletically, socially, and they feel value, they feel, connected to it. And that's a bigger piece than chasing maybe sometimes the billboard name or the brand.
And I would think that having the facility and the record we just mentioned for this year of your combined teams at 31-3, your men's team unbeaten in dual matches, I would think that would help with athlete retention, yes?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't lost at home since October 2022. So there is a little bit of, I think, there's a pride in that, a responsibility, a respect for it that they have. So absolutely.
How to coach when somebody winning is fun. Yeah, I would agree.
Lots of fun
with that. All right, so if people want to come watch your team or any of the other student athletes in the Horizon League hit the pool next week, how do they go about doing so?
The easiest way is actually going to be show up. There's going to be tickets there. There will be online ticket options on the IU Indy Jags website. You should be able to access it, probably even the Horizon League. I don't know if that's up there yet or not. But the best way is to show up, get loud, wear Jag stuff, and let's take over the venue again.
But if you want to see, again, really high-level swimming, this is an opportunity to do it. And, again, probably at a pretty reasonable value as well. Coach, good to see you, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Good luck next week.
Absolutely.
Damion Dennis, men's and women's swimming coach here at IU Indianapolis. We'll talk to some of his student athletes. When we come back, it is the IU Indy Coaches Show. We are live at Jags Crossing on the IU Indy campus with you until 12:30 here on the ISC Sports Network.
We gon' push it to the limit, we gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever.
This is Molly. She loves road trips, hikes, her dog Max, and cars that fit her lifestyle. Like this cool new ride that she got with help from Indiana Members Credit Union at a great low rate. And for when she's on the go, IMCU makes it easy for her to pay from anywhere thanks to their digital banking. Looks like Molly is really getting the max from her credit union.
We gon' push it to the limit, we gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever.
Welcome back on the ISC Sports Network. Again, swimming and diving is our focus of today's show here on ISC. It is the IU Indy Coaches Show, and next week it is the Horizon League Men's and Women's Swimming Championships. Again, literally down the street at the world-famous IU Auditorium here on the IU Indy campus. Joining us from Fort Wayne, she is a sophomore in the program, and is Luca McGee. Luca, thanks for the time. How are you?
Yeah, thank you. I'm great.
All right. Tops in the Horizon League in the 100 individual medley coming into the conference meet. Top 4 in 3 other events. So I guess first things first, just your thoughts on how your season has gone so far.
It's gone really well. Very consistent. Have had a lot of fun, which is the most important part. But I'm really excited going into conference. Training has been going very well for, I think, most everybody, and we're all really, really psyched about the opportunities to race.
It is such a long season. You started being competitive in September. What is it like to know that the finish line is so close you can almost touch it?
Oh, we're really waiting on it.
Yeah.
But it's the end of the season is always so much fun, just preparing to go fast and come together as a team. It's great.
Tell us, again, not far away from Fort Wayne, why was this the right place for you to to swim collegiately?
I love the pool. Grew up swimming here once or twice a year. My sister went here her freshman year, so I was familiar with the campus as well.
Yeah.
And it just seemed right. Seemed like the place for me.
And what's the major for you here at IU Indy?
Exercise science.
And what are you hoping to do with that 2 or 3 years down the road from now?
I want to be just like our weights coach, Mike Bloom, strength and conditioning, hopefully for professional or collegiate athletes.
Do you spend more time with Coach Dennis or with Coach Bloom in terms of training during the course of the week?
Damion, unfortunately. But we love Mike. We see him twice or 3 times a week.
You went through this process last year going through the conference meet. What do you learn from that and apply this time around?
Honestly, to take it, of course it's a serious competition, but to take it a little less seriously, just try to have fun with it, because I don't think I'll ever remember the exact times I went, but
Sure.
I'll remember how I felt. So just trying to enjoy it and soak it all in.
You and I were having this conversation off the air. I have such respect for the work, the insane amount of work you guys put in, and especially the early hours of the day. You have been doing it for so long, you may not think much of it at this point in time. But when the season ends, for you likely at some point in time in March, and you have that downtime, what do you do with all this free time that comes rushing back into your life?
Just rot on the couch and scroll. But we'll keep training, keep getting better. Postseason training is probably some of the hardest training that we do, just getting out of taper and being off for so long. So ready to get back into some hard work.
I was going to ask, when it comes to, say, baseball, softball players, especially baseball players, there's a lot of summer collegiate leagues. The same goes for soccer for men and women. As a swimmer, what does the time away from campus look like for you? What do you do to kind of stay pool ready for when you get back on campus in August?
We train long course over the summer, which is like the Olympic size 50-meter pool. Last summer, I went home and did not really do anything, just kind of enjoyed the summer. But this summer I will be on campus, staying in shape and still training competitively.
All right, from a swimming standpoint, I rattled off 100 IM, the other events where Luca's in the top 4, other sprint events, 100 breast, 50 free. How'd you end up being a sprinter, so to speak, in the pool?
Well, actually, I was a mid-distance-ish swimmer in high school. I swam the 500 mostly and the 200 IM. But I think I realized sprinting is a lot easier and the events are a lot shorter. And it's just very exciting and it's easier to stay engaged for me. So I'm very grateful that that's what I'm good at.
In the 50, how many breaths do you take in that event, or are you
geez.
just flying and not even thinking about it?
Well, Damian will tell you I take too many.
Okay.
On a good day, 2. On a bad day, probably like 5.
So there you go. Just to give you an idea as to just how quickly that event flies. All right, finally, before we let you go, what are some of the goals you're setting for yourself and the team next week in your home pool?
We're hoping as a women's team to get a second place runner-up trophy, and just to give everything we have and try our best and have fun.
Well, good luck with that. Good luck with whatever the postseason may hold. And don't rot and scroll too much after the season's over, all right?
No promises.
Luca, pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Good luck. Luca McGee, again, sophomore from Fort Wayne High School, kind enough to join us here. Logan Kelly will round out the show when we come back as you're watching our swimming and diving edition of the IU Indy Coaches Show right here on the ISC Sports Network.
We gon' push it to the limit, we gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever.
This is Paul. He loves running, music, and DIY home projects. In fact, he's remodeling his kitchen thanks to a home equity line of credit from Indiana Members Credit Union. They connected him with a loan officer, got him approved at a great low rate, and made it easy for him to make his monthly payment from anywhere thanks to IMCU's digital banking. Looks like Paul can do it all with a little help from IMCU.
We gon' push it to the limit, we gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever.
Welcome back for the final time today here on the IU Indy Coaches Show on the ISC Sports Network. 2 more of these come your way before we wrap up season number 3 of the program, and that'll be 2 weeks from now, February the 25th, and 2 weeks after that on March the 11th. Again, our topic today is swimming and diving because the Horizon League Championships will be here on campus next Wednesday through Saturday. And a guy that plans on spending a lot of time on the podium is Logan Kelly, and he joins us now. Again, one of the most decorated swimmers in the history of this program. Logan, it's good to see you. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll work big picture and kind of work our way back. Again, you've now been here for some time. This is year 5 for you. You're a graduate student at IU Indy. What's it like knowing that in the next month, a great college career is coming to an end?
It's a bag of mixed emotions. Obviously, I'm a little worried that it's coming to an end. I don't exactly know what I'm going to do after swimming just because it's been such a big part of my life. And there's also the part of me that's like, God, I'm ready to be done. I've been doing this for 14 years. So
I was going to say, are there masters events you kind of go into? How does can you follow that from a competitive standpoint after your college days are done?
yeah, so there's like 2 different roads you can take. You can go pro for the people that are really good. I don't think I'm.
You did qualify for an Olympic trial. I'd say you're pretty good.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm quite that level.
Okay.
And then you can go masters, which is kind of just like club swimming for the older people.
Right. Which you're not one of the older people just yet.
No, not quite.
But you'll be post-grad at some point in time very soon. So we touched on it with Coach, but just mentioned it with you. Tell us how you end up qualifying for the 2024 Olympic trials.
So how I went about qualifying is you just have to get a certain time for your event at basically any meet. I got it in the 100 and 200 breast at the, when was that? The 2023 Nationals that were here in Indy.
Yep.
So that just, they gave me a spot, and then I was able to swim there.
All right, so the place you swim at every day is like a cathedral of swimming because of the history that's taken place there at the IU Auditorium. You got to swim at Lucas Oil Stadium. What was that experience like?
It was wild. That was by far the biggest like venue that I've ever been at. It was a very nice pool. Obviously, it kind of tasted like how a new car smells, if that makes sense.
You got the new chlorine. It was really nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Super bright. I'm glad I wasn't swimming any backstroke there. I would have been blind. But it was a super cool experience. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to have anything like that again. So I was glad I'm able to have that experience once.
Well, you were a first to be able to do that from the program. The year before, it was a first for a swimmer to qualify for the NCAAs. So, congratulations on that. To know you were the first to do it in program history, what does that mean to you?
Well, first of all, thank you for congratulating me. That was one of my dreams coming into college. I wanted to be able to go to that meet. My sophomore year, I dropped a bunch of time. I did my freshman year, but that was from high school. So, but then I was able to go to that meet. It was back in Minnesota, which is where I went to high school and grew up. So I was able to have some of my high school teammates and my family come and watch me at that meet, which meant a lot to me. I barely missed it my junior year, but you live and you learn. I'm hoping to be able to get there this year.
And again, right, you basically have swam a time that qualifies you for it already. Is that correct?
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay. All right. Keep it that way. Now, I know last year you did not swim for the team. Kind of walk us through what happened and the decision to come back for one more year.
So with the split of the school, my major was kind of like kaput.
Yeah.
So I was going to have to do a extra semester anyways. And then Damian said that if I redshirted last year, then I would be able to do a full, like, a full ride season for this
Sure.
year. So I got an extra year of swimming, which is a plus, and then I also saved a semester's tuition, which is a plus. So
A win-win for everybody involved.
that's what I'm
But
saying.
what was it like sitting and watching? I know you were training in the pool on a regular basis, but to not have a chance to compete, what was that experience like for you?
At the beginning, it was a little strange, but as it went on, I mean, I was still able to be at almost every meet aside from the away meets. So I was just able to be down on deck cheering for my teammates instead of swimming. And I was still at every practice, so I didn't really feel ostracized from the team at all.
No.
I was just able to be a cheerleader for most of the season.
A very talented cheerleader, nonetheless. Logan Kelly, our guest here on the IU Indy Coaches Show. All right, as I said, we're going to kind of work backwards here. And you referenced the fact you are from Minnesota. And clearly, this pool, this program has great recognition. But still, how did you end up coming to Indianapolis from the state of Minnesota?
So the first interaction I had with this facility it was in 2016. I came to a zones meet here when I was, what would that have been, 12, I think. So this was the biggest pool I swam at that point. And I decided then, I was like, hey, I want to swim here in college. And then it just worked out that the assistant coach at the time, Michelle, reached out to me, and I got to know the coaches and some of the team at the time, and I just really liked what they were showing me, and one thing led to another. Now I'm here.
You are in grad school, so what is the first degree in, and what are you working on from a graduate standpoint?
I am in general studies. I'm going to have a few minors for astronomy, math, and computer science.
Okay.
So right now I have the math and computer science done, and I have 2 more classes for the astronomy minor.
And what are you hoping to do with that? Because the workforce is out there in the near future.
Yeah, that is one of my worries going into the future. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do for the future. It might end up being something with swimming. I really like outer space and stuff, so it might be something with that. You'll just have to wait and see.
But you're 2 completely polar opposite things.
Yeah.
But that's the joy of being young and having these opportunities at your fingertips. All right, final thing before we let you go, the rivalry with Oakland.
Yeah.
Explain that to us, and what would that feeling be like to know you got them as of next Saturday?
So the rivalry, I guess, it didn't really become a rivalry until like my sophomore year.
Yeah.
They've been winning conference for 40-plus years, so that's something that stuck with us. And then my sophomore year, we came within 11 points. If we won the last relay, we would have won by 1 point, but we didn't. So we lost by 11. And then my, junior year would have been, we weren't quite as close, but we were still within 100, which is pretty close. And then we're hoping that we can finally get that this year. We weren't able to do it last year, but hopefully this year we can get it done.
Good luck in making it happen. Congratulations on a wonderful career, and thanks for the time today.
Thank you.
Logan Kelly joining us, as did Luca McGee, as did head coach Damian Dennis. Again, next Wednesday through Saturday, HorizonLeague.com and IUIndyJags.com has more information. We're back in 2 weeks. We hope you can join us then for our next installment of the IU Indy Coaches Show right here on the ISC Sports Network.
This is Molly. She loves hiking, her dog Max, and cars that fit her lifestyle, like this cool new ride that she got with help from Indiana Members Credit Union at a great low rate. Looks like Molly is really getting the max from her credit union. This is Paul. He loves running, music, and DIY home projects. In fact, he's remodeling his kitchen thanks to a great low rate on a home equity line of credit from Indiana Members Credit Union. Looks like Paul can do it all with a little help from IM.
We gon' push it to the limit, we gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever.